be doing another guitar video today. We're going to be painting. This is a 7-string that I'm painting for a friend of mine, and I've had several questions about we're going to be doing one of these sparkle paint jobs, and I've had several questions as how you do this. Orange flake. Headstock the same color. This particular guitar was already painted, the headstock was already painted, but even if not, you can still do the headstock to match the guitar. Before you put your flake on, what I've got in here is some black base coat. And I'm going to be using PPG today because that's what I use. You don't have to use PPG products, you can use whatever you want to, but I just so happen to have a PPG system. So I've already got some black base coat mixed up in the gun, already reduced. I'm going to put a couple of coats of black on the body of the guitar, and the reason for that is to get the look that we're going for. You'll be able to see a little bit of the black showing through the orange flake. And depending on what color you're painting the guitar, you don't necessarily have to put black on there. I did a purple one, and the body of the guitar was already a blue that's similar to this, so I just left it that color and put the purple flake over it, which gave it a more purple effect. But it all depends on what color you're going with. And as I've said before, be sure and wear some type of respirator or something to keep you from breathing these fumes. I do have a paint booth here, but I'm not going to be painting this guitar inside the booth because this flake is messy and it will get all over everything, and I don't want it inside the paint booth. That's the reason we're doing it out here. So anyway, we're going to put the black base coat on, and then we'll go and talk a little bit more about the flake and how to mix it. One more thing I forgot to mention, I have already wiped this guitar down with some PPG 330 acrylic clean. Like I said again, you don't have to use PPG, but you do need to wipe down with some type of wax and grease remover before you start your paint job. That way you don't have any wax, grease, fingerprints, anything like that to contaminate your paint job. Here we go. Okay, we're getting ready to mix up our flake to spray on our guitar, and I've had several questions about how to go about applying this kind of paint for the sparkle paint jobs. Like I said a few minutes ago, we've got House of Color orange flake, and what we're going to be mixing this stuff with, this is PPG DBC, mixes 1:1 with your PPG DT. We're going to go ahead, mix up now. I'm using 870 producer today because it's pretty cool. They make different temperature reducers for whatever temperature you're spraying in, so that's why I'm using the 870. This flake, this is basically what it looks like. It is nothing but a powder, and this stuff will make a mess. So wherever you're doing this, make sure you're not going to contaminate anything. But we've got our DBC 500 half and half with reducer. So now we're going to go ahead and add the flake to it. You really need to make sure you stir this stuff really good because the flake is heavy and it'll settle in the bottom. So there you go. That's what your mixed flake looks like. Okay, we're ready to put on our flake. Now, I've seen people use different methods. I've seen some videos on YouTube of people using glitter and a little bit of everything else to try to do these sparkle paint jobs. But if you want a good quality job, you need to use automotive grade several layers on until you get the effect that you're going for. So we'll put a coat on and see what it looks like. Okay, we've got all the flake on the guitar. That's actually 3 coats of orange flake over the top of the black base. And I don't know if you can see this really that close on camera, but you can still just barely see a little bit of the black showing through. Depending on what color you're painting and what effect you're going for, that's going to determine how many coats you want to put on your guitar. 3 worked out perfect for this one. We got all the flake sprayed on our guitar and we're ready to clear coat it. And I'm going to be using PPG Concept 2042 clear. I would normally use 2021. The only difference, the 2042 is basically a speed clear and dries a little faster. And it's pretty cool today, and since I'm painting such a small area like a guitar body, I'm going to use the 1-to-1, 4 parts clear, 1 part DCX hardener, and 1 part DT reducer, which there again I'm going to be using the 870 reducer because it is cool today. So go ahead and get the clear mixed up, and we're going to put probably 3 coats of clear on the guitar body. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the clear coat on, and I'm not going to video the actual putting the clear on because it gets all over everything and I don't want to ruin the camera. But with this, it's just like any other type of painting. I'm going to put 3 coats on, and you want to put good even coats. You don't want to try to pile it on too heavy because you're going to wind up with ruins. So, like I say, just take your time, try to stay even, and put on even thin coats. Well guys, got our guitar painted. Turned out really cool. It still has some texture in it, but I'm going to sand this guitar with 800 grit paper, and I'm going to come back and put 3 more coats of clear coat on it. I'm going to let this guitar sit for about 3 days, maybe 4 days, and let it cure before I come back and sand it and re-clear it. But once we do that, it'll get rid of this texture, this orange peel that you see in it, and it'll be really slick. Well, I got my buddy's guitar re-cleared. I let this guitar sit from Saturday until today, Thursday, and I sanded it with 800 grit sandpaper, sanded the texture out of it, and I put 3 more coats of 2042 clear coat on it. And I'm going to go back over it with 1500, maybe 2000 grit paper. I'm going to color sand it and buff it, and that'll be the final step. But all of the sparkle is now trapped under all these layers of clear coat, and it really gives it some depth. And I had several people that have left me comments, asked me questions about how to paint a guitar with this type of paint. So hopefully this will answer some of your questions. It's a really cool effect. And you guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time.